Hello and welcome everybody. Today I'm very glad to have with us Miss Carol Liang. Carol is the communications manager of the charity Mind Hong Kong. Hello Carol.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today.
How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah. Why don't we start off the conversation with you briefly introducing yourself as well as give us a little bit of background of Mind Hong Kong.
Sure. So I'm Carol. I'm the communications manager at Mind Hong Kong, which is a local mental health charity. I have a master's in public health, so I have a background in the public health sector, and I'm currently also training to be a counselor, but most of my professional work experience has been in health promotion. As for Mind Hong Kong has been around since 2016, but officially launched in November 2017. And really our mission is to ensure that no one in Hong Kong has to face a mental health problem alone. We do that through two main ways. One is to raise awareness of mental health, and the other is to remove the stigma around it.
I see. Wow, so you've been working with Mind Hong Kong since its launch, basically.
Yes.
How was the experience?
It's been interesting. So I joined Mind before we launched even, so back in the summer of 2017. So it's been really great to see it grow from a team of 2 when I first joined, of me and the CEO, to now a team of over 20.
Wow.
So I think there's a significant need for mental health support in Hong Kong, which is partially why we've grown so quickly, but it's all been quite exciting.
Yeah, I know you've been working on mental health promotion as a career. And what do you think of the local community's perception of mental health? Has it been progressing? I know you guys one of the key objectives to set up Mind Hong Kong is to address anti-stigma, right, of mental health issues. Has it been improving? I mean, the local community's perception of mental health?
Yeah, I think over the last few years, I've definitely seen a shift in people's perception of mental health. A lot more people are speaking about it, and I think that's a global shift as well, with so many celebrities coming out and talking about mental health more openly. But in Hong Kong, I have to say that mental health is still very much stigmatized. If you look at the statistics and some research we did back in 2018, you can see that there's so many misunderstandings about what mental health is in Hong Kong. People just assume that a mental health problem equates to psychosis, and that's just the average person. But obviously that doesn't apply to everyone, but it's very normal to think that way. Also, a lot of people still feel like someone with a mental health problem may not be able to work, or may be violent, or wouldn't want to live next to them. So there are many stigmas around mental health that are still very much existent. That being said, I think the COVID pandemic specifically, the silver lining of that is that a lot more people spoke about mental health because it was a common issue that everyone in the world was facing. So people felt more comfortable sharing how they were feeling.
Yeah. I understand that one of your strategies to promote mental health in Hong Kong is through partnerships.
Yes.
How does that work? I mean, are people accepting this idea to partner up with Mind Hong Kong in promoting mental health?
Yeah, I think so. So on the NGO side, we work with a lot of different mental health organizations locally and around the world. So I think in that sense, obviously partnerships are a lot more welcome when it's mental health NGO to mental health NGO, but that has really helped in supporting each other and increasing both of our reach. In terms of working with corporates and other industries in Hong Kong, we partner with a lot of different companies to ensure that their staff members have the opportunity to learn about mental health and to gain mental health training, mental health literacy training. So I think a lot more organizations have been very much open to this recently, and they've seen a need within their organization to support their staff members to better ensure that they are healthy themselves, and with the understanding that it also affects how they work. So there is a lot more understanding around it now.
Yeah. Do you guys have a particular target audience to reach out to, or you guys are just trying to do a mass general public?
I'd say our official target audience is the general public, who we reach mainly through the Mind website, through Mind programs. It's mostly those in the working population. I'd say mainly people with 20s to mid 40s. But we also have a youth program called Cool Minds. So through that, we also reach a lot of young people.
Okay, so as I mentioned, Project Level Up is a platform to help promote mental health awareness in the local community via creative media. And to my understanding, Line Hong Kong has also been using creative media as well to promote the same cause. Can you share with us your initiatives and how the strategy works?
Yeah, of course. So one of our main pillars of our work and our strategy is really outreach, and through that we do a lot of campaigns. And you're right, we do like to use creative media to get the word out about mental health in a way that is approachable and friendly in order to remove the stigma around it. So for example, in the past we've done videos, I Like to You, we've used social media a lot, but we've also done things such as WhatsApp stickers, so that people can have those friendly conversations around mental health and not feel so awkward. So that's one example. And then this coming October, we'll actually be launching one of our biggest campaigns, and it's a 2-year-long campaign that will feature stories of people who have lived experience of mental health. And we'll be using different mediums of media. So for example, we're looking for text, website, photography, videos, stories, exhibitions, and all different things, really just to raise awareness of mental health and to get the word out.
And these are just everyday people, they're not like celebrities, right?
Everyday people who are local to Hong Kong and who have gone through different types of mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, etc.
Okay. Well, that would be great. I'm looking forward to that exhibition.
It's a big project, but we're excited to share that.
Great. For the next part of our chat, I think we want to focus a little bit more on the mini movie Player 2.
Yeah, sure.
Have you watched it yet?
Yes, I have watched it. It's really great.
Yeah. What do you think of it? Particularly the storyline and our main character, Player 2.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a really powerful storyline and very accurate portrayal of how grief can look like for someone. And it really just showcased how mental health is also not really spoken about, and how it can impact a person in so many different circumstances. But it was a really smart way, just integrating the gaming part of it and putting it all together and showing the grief cycle. It was very powerful. Yeah,
I think when we were trying to develop the storyline, we tried to incorporate different elements into it so that we can reach out to people who are interested in those elements too. I remember in the scene of our mini movie, there's a conversation between our main character and her colleague. There are often times when there are people around you who are suffering from grief due to loss. How can you reach out to them or create a safe environment for them to share their feelings with you and open up with you? Do you have any tips for our audience how we can approach that?
And honestly, I think it's really difficult because anyone who faces grief will experience it in a different way to someone else. No two people experience grief in the same way. There's similar attributes, like the grief cycle, as you said, but some people don't want some time alone. Some people want to talk to someone, but I think the main thing is just be there for the person. Be an active listener. Don't be judgmental when they speak to you, but just always be there for the person and give some extra thought to what you're doing around them. So for example, give them something that they really like at work, so bring their favorite drink or cup of tea or something. Just something small like that can be really helpful. And just being aware of what they're going through and being sensitive about that, I think is important.
Yeah, I think the most important thing for them is to feel understood.
Yes.
Yeah, and respected and accepted that this is the situation sometimes. Sometimes it's hard because when you have lost somebody that's valuable to you, you would feel kind of down. But I think for somebody around you, I think the most important thing is just to accept and understand and listen.
Yeah, definitely.
And also there's a point when the colleague was questioning our main character, have you not been going to the counseling sessions again? This part is like, how can you persuade somebody to go to counseling sessions? Because there are always so many misunderstandings about these counseling sessions. People are kind of afraid to go.
Yeah.
one reason or another.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can you sort of like persuade them to take
Yeah.
the first step? Yeah.
Well, I think it's hard because, again, not everyone with grief needs counseling. If you get to a certain point, obviously it can be very helpful, and you can prevent further issues coming up because of it. But when you're a colleague and you're looking to support someone who is going through something and it's very obvious, maybe it's not pushing them to go see someone. But instead, I think, consider if you have spoken to them about their mental health counselor, then that's great because that's already a conversation that's been spoken about. But you can also, give examples. So for example, I can say, my sister lost someone and she spoke to someone and it was really helpful and she found that it really benefited her. So if you kind of show those stories of hope, it can be helpful for them. But if you just tell them to go to a counselor, it can be, it might do the opposite effect in a way because
they may even
they may
run
feel
away,
like,
right?
you don't understand, you don't know what I'm going through, like, I don't want to speak to a stranger about this. And maybe they're right, as some people might benefit more from speaking to a family member who they really trust. So I think just be careful about that. If you feel like they are getting to a point where they really need professional help, and I think you can step in and just say, hey, I'm really concerned about you. Is there anything you want to talk about? Do you need any help that I can help you with, or I can go with you? Some people go with them for the first appointment.
Oh, okay. That's probably a nice gesture as well.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give them a little bit of
Exactly.
encouragement.
Yeah. So it really depends on the situation, which is difficult.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Let's say if our main character reaches out to Mine Hong Kong, what kind of services or professional help that she may expect from Mine Hong Kong?
Yeah. So Mine Hong Kong is a bit different because we don't offer any frontline services. So for example, we don't offer any counseling services or services from clinical psychologists or psychiatrists. Instead, we're more of a resource platform. So we can provide information on where to seek help in Hong Kong, particularly low cost or pro bono support. So what we found is that a lot of people were not able to access mental health support because they couldn't afford it or they didn't know where to go. So for us, we can help direct people to the right places, tell them where they can seek help. And then we also have a lot of information on our website where people can read about the feelings that they might be experiencing and learn more about the symptoms, what they might be experiencing and who they can seek help from. Should they go to a GP? Should they go to a psychologist, a counselor, and all those different things.
I think there's a very convenient system on the website, which is like a chat.
Yes.
And it's full of resources for you to explore what kind of help you can get.
And that, thank you for including it in the video too. But we have a virtual assistant app called Help Me. And through that, you can just chat to it and learn about mental health a bit more, learn about different mental health problems and symptoms and where to seek help.
I think that's very useful because sometimes when you're alone, even though we're telling you that you're not alone. Sometimes people are just alone and they just just swiping on their phone. And if they come across this this virtual chat system, they can always find it beneficial just to check out what they have.
Of course.
Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'd like to thank Carol as well for coming in today to share with us your thoughts on the mini movie, as well as talking a little bit about mental health. If you find this video beneficial to you or to your friends, please do share it. And if you would like to receive more information about mental health, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Level Up Hong Kong. Thank you.
Thank you.